Okay, how's everybody doing today? How was everybody's holiday? Hopefully everybody has been doing well, and mine was okay. I mean, we had kind of a hard time. I'll explain at some time what that was about, but probably not today. I just don't feel like talking about it right now. But all is probably going to kind of settle down now. I'll have more time to spend on the YouTube channel again, which I was doing really good with up until like the middle of December, and then, like I said, kind of had to take care of some other things that in life are more important. But we're back here again today, and today we are doing something called Chord Trainer. Now, first, let me explain to everybody that we usually don't meet for live streams at this time because these live streams are normally reserved for Patreon contributors and students of my online academy over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. Today, and maybe every once in a while, I'll open them up to the public, which is what we're doing today. That's why you got the notice about it, and we're here today. So this is one we normally don't have, but welcome. I'm just kind of extending the invitation out there for you to meet us for live streams. If you do not want to, enroll in the academy or contribute on Patreon, don't worry. There is another live stream we have on Friday nights at around 8 p.m. We are having one tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to convert that time and let me know if you have any troubles with that. But anyway, so here we have Chord Trainer 0, it's called. And basically, these are different patterns in all of the major keys. Now, what is the purpose of this? Well, doing the chord trainers will get you used to playing these different patterns. These patterns are known as cadences, and the cadence we have here today is what's called a 1-4-5 pattern, which is a very common pattern in music. So if you learn these in all your keys, you'll have a much better idea on how to move between these chords as you see them in your music. So it's very, very handy that you practice this probably daily. So let me see here. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Okay. And welcome, by the way. Welcome to our classroom. This is Tim from Lessons on the Web if this is your first time here. Okay, so right away we're going to talk about the C major pattern. So it's going to start with a C major chord. All of these first few chords are what we call, or what I call really all white key chords because all of the keys are white. So you really just, play a note and then evenly space them out. You have 4 of those in quarter notes, and it's not too hard. And then I want you to play the next chord, which is actually what's called, this was actually the first chord. This one's what's called the 4th chord, and the next one's the 5th chord. How the pattern goes. But let me explain this. So you have your first chord here. That one's easy to hit. And then to hit the next chord, and this works with all of the keys. You move your top 2 notes here, and you move them both up. So I'm moving the G up to the A, E to the F, and keeping the bottom note where it is. So here's the first chord, and then the next chord, moves those 2 up. And for the final chord, you actually keep the middle note where it is, and you move down the top note and the bottom note. And that's pretty much it. You want to practice these every time you practice, and you want to go through all the keys. However, if you're new to this, you probably want to learn one of these a week, maybe one of these a day if you are feeling courageous and you can learn them fast enough. But I would learn either one a day or one a week until you have learned them all. I wouldn't learn them all in one day, mainly because it would become more and more difficult for your brain to wrap around all of these chord patterns. So, I would say maybe like if you're a moderate to, maybe you're just picking up piano for the first time and you struggle a little bit at first, which we all do. You want to, maybe learn one of these a week and just practice them every day, like that one, and then the next week add the one you had before plus a new one and go from there. So week 2, I would play the C major pattern first. Now you might not be able to play it as fast as me, that's okay. And then you want to go to the G pattern. But you have to be careful of the G pattern because this last chord here has an F sharp because there's an F sharp in our key signature. So be careful of that. Always look at the key signature first and just know that, looking at the beginning of this example, that they have 1 sharp, F sharp. The next one, D major pattern, has 2 sharps. Let me move this over to where you can see it. Now you can see the key signature. Sorry if I had that blocked before. But you have the D major pattern. And this time in the key signature, there's an F and a C. So anytime our chord notes, if one of our chord notes hits an F or a C, you know it's going to be sharped automatically. Same thing though, you play the chord evenly, stacked or triad, and then you're going to move the top 2 notes up by 1. And then you're going to remember move the top one and the bottom one down to that last one, and just keep in mind that there's a C sharp right there. Same thing with A major. Maybe, week 3, judging by the plan I told you, you're going to do, C major first when you practice. Then you're going to go to G major, play that one. So each time you're playing all the ones you had before plus a new one, and then you do A major. I'm going to kind of fly by these next ones only because the pattern's the same. You play the chord, here's E major. And then you play the next chord, which you move up your middle note and your top note. Keeping in mind that, with the E major pattern, we have those 4 sharps, F, C, G, and D. And then the last chord. So if you're not familiar with the key signatures, you want to go through each of the sharps in the key signature. How you do it is you look at the top sharp, right? The first sharp all the way to the left. And you see how with the treble clef that top line F goes right through the middle of that? That means all the Fs in the whole song are sharp. So you can apply that to the rest of these. Like the next one would be C, the next one over would be G, the next one would be D, and they repeat on the bass clef. So you only have to do it for one of the clefs. And if you're not familiar with the key signature, actually write F, C, G, and D sharp just to remind you of these. Okay, next you have the B major pattern. This one's a little tougher because it actually has a white key and then 2 sharps. And as you go along with these, they do get tougher because you have more and more sharps to consider. Like that one had 5 sharps. The next one, F sharp, has 6 sharps. But once you get the pattern down for a lot of these keys, they get easier and easier to learn as you go on. Although C sharp might give you a bit of trouble because it's a lot of it's everything sharp basically. And that's it. So that's all the sharp key signatures, and then you're going to go through and learn, what we call the flat key signatures, where they have flats. Brian asks, would it help to maybe play the scales before to learn the chords? Yes. So if you learn the scale first and then practice the chord pattern for it, that would be perfect because the scale gives you an idea where those sharps and flats are. So when you play the F major pattern, you know that the second chord here has a B flat in it because you know that scale. So yeah, it absolutely does help with that. Okay, on to the next one. You have B flat major pattern. So this one has 2 flats, and then I'm just going to kind of play through these because I think I've explained pretty much how it goes. See how you hit this one first, and you can tell right away that it doesn't sound right. So use your ears as well. There we go, much better. And then you move on to E flat. So remember that as each week goes by, you play the new one plus all the old ones. There you go, on to A flat. There you go, on to D flat. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of plow through these. And then let me do something on purpose here. See that right away? That doesn't sound right. So I have to go back and, fix it, which I kind of did on purpose, although there you go. That's the real one. Okay, here we go. There we go, not bad. And then you go to the C flat major pattern, which is all the flats. So C flat, which is actually, it looks like B, have E flat, G flat. And then pro tip, if you're having trouble with this one, it's actually the same pattern, I mean in terms of like where the notes are, as B major, because C flat and B are the same note. So therefore when you're playing them on the piano, they look identical. However, when you look at them on sheet music, they do not. So try to look at the sheet music and do it that way. So remember that I recommend you learn one a week or one a day if you really can learn them fast. And then each week that goes by, learn a new one, but still play the old ones that you had. That's how I recommend you tackle these, and then maybe play them like 4 or 5 times each, for extra practice to really get the handle on them. And remember, it will really help you when playing these patterns in actual music, which is why we do this. So remember that you can get access to these live streams by being a patron on Patreon, patreon.com/lessons on the web. Or if you want to join these along with having a lot of courses to work on as well, you can go to pianolessonsontheweb.com as well and enroll there. We do have a special, what do they call it, sale right now for the new year. So just check it out if you want to, but if not, totally cool with me, and there will be more great content on the way for the channel here. So now this is the end basically of the main meat of the live stream. I just want to know, does anybody have any questions about what we learned today? All right, let me put in a couple of links for us. Shouldn't take more than a minute. Let's see here. Okay, so here are the Patreon. There's the Patreon. And then the website where you can get my courses is this one. But like I said, totally optional. If you want the free stuff on YouTube, you're always welcome to it, of course. Okay, anybody have any questions at all? If not, totally fine. We'll probably end it in a couple of minutes if nobody has much to say. Remember that we are meeting again tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brian knows what time to come, since Brian has been there a bunch. Oh, thanks a lot, Brian. Yeah, just check it out. Let me know if you have any questions for sure. But I know you know about the live stream tonight. We are back for the live stream. Sorry I haven't been able to make it. Like I said, some family things going on. I'll clarify later on. But like I said, I don't really feel like it right now, and you'll understand. But we are back for the live stream. So I do plan on having one on Friday this week, and then another one on Sunday this week. So we will be back tonight unless something crazy happens, but I think we're good. And I've been putting a lot of work into the one we're doing tonight, which is tips on building motivation when learning how to play the piano. So it's going to be a really good guide, filled with tips on basically how to approach learning piano. It's not going to go into like how to play the piano exactly, but it's going to be like how you should think about learning piano long term so that you can, continue playing for your whole lifetime, but also building that motivation. I think that's something we all struggle with. We all run out of horses out of the gate, and then realize it's not as easy as we thought in a lot of times. So I'll give you a lot of tips on how to get around some of the problems that come up there. Happy New Year to you, Brian. Thank you very much. And thank you everybody else who came out today. I always enjoy having both returning members and new members come into the live stream. It's really cool to converse with you, even if you just sit back and kind of soak it in. It's totally fine with me. So you are always welcome back to our classroom. And remember that we're meeting again tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So basically, if you just check it out on the channel, if you go to the channel around that time, it'll say whatever the title of the video is, and it'll say live, like a little red thing next to it, and then you want to click on that video, and it should take you to us and our classroom together. I always love teaching people online. I'm really glad that YouTube put in that live stream thing. I know that the Google Hangouts, but that wasn't very good. I'm really glad they kind of made it a little bit easier for us to meet online. And Happy New Year to everybody as well. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, thank you, AVG, but not right now. There you go. Stuff always likes to pop up. I should really turn off the pop ups, but what are you going to do? All right, everybody, I'm really excited to be back. I can't wait for another great year of teaching you piano and music. I'm really brainstorming a lot of ideas for the channel this year, and like I said, I should have more time to put the energy towards those ideas, which is kind of nice. But anyway, yeah, happy New Year. I'll see you tonight, and then I'll see you. Actually, Sunday's New Year, so I don't really know if we'll meet on Sunday. We might. I'm planning to. I don't really have anything planned that I'm going to, so maybe I will. We'll see who is able to show up. But anyway, thanks as always for listening. Tim from Lessons on the Web here, and I'll talk to you in the next lesson. So have a great one, and have a great day. Oh, somebody has a question. All right, so Kanye Buyina, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hi, can you do some tutorials like prelude and licks with rhythms? Uh, yeah, I can do that. Let me write that down. So I have an ideas list that I like to keep where, when somebody joins the live stream or just in the comments, somebody has a great idea for a lesson. I think this one's really good. So I will write this down. It might not be, it'll be pretty close to that. So we are looking for, you were talking about like preludes and then like rhythmic licks. That would be a really good one. Especially, I could especially do a nice lesson on um, the different rhythms that different genres of music use, which is something I haven't done. I want to write that down too because that's a slightly different idea, but that's one I do definitely want to do as well. I don't have written down, so I'm just going to write down um, rhythmic styles. I think it would be good. All right, so I'll save that away, and yeah, I can do that for you. So it might not be tomorrow, it might not be in the next couple of weeks, but I'll do my best there. Ooh. Let's see. Marco says, thank you for the lessons. I've been watching a lot of your videos. Thank you, Marco. Glad to have you with us. And you're always welcome back to any of these live streams. Like I said before, we're meeting again tonight for a live stream if you want to come out and join us. It'd be great to have you. All right, you're welcome. All right, everybody. So I'll see you in the next lesson. I'll be around. And I'm really excited for this new year of teaching people online. It's working out really well. I'm having a lot of success, I think, teaching all of you. And it's really great to have the feedback. It's really great to hear, how the lessons have been helping you. It really, really motivates me and keeps me going. So, you know who it is from Lessons on the Web. And I'll talk to you tonight or, in videos in the future. So thank you so much.